The lights are off and away they go.
Extremely loose. He's managed to hold on. I think he missed the complete. He's crazy.
Side Freitas is on the grass on the infield before. He slides through. He tags Richard Eck.
A season that has been full of domination and some surprises comes to an end this evening. 11 weeks ago, Season 1 began and we had no clue what would take place. In the end, we had a champion step away and then return and win his first race back. Another champion dominated, winning over 75% of the races and has already clinched another title, and there's still one race left. And you get to see it on iRacing Live and the Global Sim Racing channel. Welcome to the Lawrence Towing Outlaw Modified Series and the Outlaw 100 for the Bootleg Racing League at New Smyrna Speedway. I'm Chris Scala, alongside me, the short track master, Sean Ambrose. Amjad Yaman just finished running his Geo Metro around the go-kart track on the inside, and he's also running the show tonight, and Dougie Beard on the cameras. Now, last week at Lanier, we had the return of 2016's Season 4 champ, Matt LaVenture. After being sidelined with personal issues, LaVenture made his return, and he started in the back of an 18-car field, and let it be known that the number 18 car, 18 divided by 18, equals 1. This race saw 7 different leaders, 11 lead changes. When lap 100 hit, yes, LaVenture was back in victory lane, making his comeback and landing pretty much where he left off in victory lane in the number 18 car. He held off J.R. Shepard to score the win in his return race. Now, as I welcome Sean Ambrose in, Sean, we've hit all kinds of racetracks with the Outlaws this season, from the half-mile paper clips at Martinsville to the high bank 4/10 miles of Southern. Tonight, we finish on a high bank half-mile oval that's very abrasive. Tell us about New Smyrna.
You know, Chris, I just love always wrapping up the season here in Samsula, Florida, and this track, legendary. I mean, it's been here since 1964. When Benny Corbin put this place together, they knew what they were doing, man. All the legends, the names of the great racing of the Southeast, the Northeast, the Midwest have been here. The likes of Casey Kane, Dale Earnhardt Jr., Dale Earnhardt himself. You know, it's just a legendary track. But, you know, what makes this track interesting is the configuration. 0.48 miles, all right? Now, you see 23 degrees of banking there on the screen. What you really have here is about 18 to 20 degrees of progressive banking and up to 23 degrees all the way up there at the top. It's awful fast, but I'll tell you what, Brian Yazik is taking our GSRC SK Modified around the track, and we're going to follow him now.
Hello everyone and welcome to the Global Sim Racing Channel. My name is Brian Yazik and I'm going to be taking you for a spin around New Smyrna Raceway in the GSRC SK Modified. Turn 1 has a heck of a lot of banking into it. Dive it down, find that yellow line, watch the bumps. The other thing you're going to be paying attention for, as you see right there out of Turn 2, it's very, very slick with the way that the track falls away. Same situation down into 3 and 4. Find the yellow line, come back up. There's a little bump out of Turn 4 that might upset the car just a bit if you have another one on the outside of you. Diving back into Turn 2 again, bringing it right all the way out to this wall. Make sure that you don't hit it because it comes out in a way that you don't expect it to. Coming around once again, Turn 4, find the yellow line. You're going to have to be careful on corner exits. You'll see right here, it could sneak away from you and you can find yourself facing the inside wall in a heartbeat. Turns 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 are pretty much the same scenario. This track has a lot of banking for a short track. It means it's going to put on a heck of a show today, and this is where we're going to wrap it up, coming out of Turn 4 for the final time underneath the start-finish line, and that completes your track guide to New Smyrna Raceway.
And that was a lap around glorious New Smyrna Speedway. Chris is with a driver who has had his ups and downs this season, but tonight looks to break a long winless drought. Chris, let's talk to Donnie Moore.
Let's talk to Donnie Moore. He's with us, the 26 car tonight, of course, Irwin Tools sponsoring the car. And you also have another special sponsor. I got to get this out, Sean, because we celebrated National Puppy Day earlier this week. How'd you celebrate?
Oh, you're talking to me? I'm sorry. I thought you were asking Sean. National Puppy Day, isn't that great? I hugged my 2 great dogs.
Well, there you go. So we get the fun out of the way. Now we get down to business, all right? Because I know you're a big dog lover. That's why I had to get that question out there to you. But Donnie,
Thanks,
tonight,
Chris.
New Smyrna Speedway. Obviously, it's a fun track, very tricky. What do you expect tonight?
It is tricky. Sean said a long drought. Do you know how long?
I know since I've been here.
Oh, jeez.
I wouldn't give you that mean, but
31 races, Chris. 31 races since I've won. The last race I won was at. Come on, you guys.
31 races ago, so that would have been race 2 of a year ago, if I do the math right. That's usually Oxford Plains.
No, actually, one season was only 10 races. So it's actually New Smyrna. You guys got to do your homework.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I feel like I dropped the ball on that one, Donnie.
And Sean, you're the one that gives me the stats.
I thought you would know, Sean.
Yeah.
Hey, anyway, this is going to be some great racing tonight. Side-by-side action in the street stocks, and actually the high line was preferred line in the truck. So going to see some great racing tonight.
Wow, that's going to make this a lot of fun, because that's something we've seen now. The new build's been out for about 2 or 3 weeks, and we've noticed, we saw it at Linear last week, the high line became a role in the race, and even the race before that. This high line with this new build starting to become a factor.
It is. They've really improved the side-by-side racing area. Boy, and tonight, real close in the points here for second place, between second and third. What do we got? Tim Shinosky, Lowell Jewell, Jeff Sharp, Matt Hoos. They're all right there.
So, you like the battle there for a second. You talked about the excitement for the race. I'm going to go ahead and put you on the spot. We going to see Donnie Moore in victory lane tonight?
Anytime you got a race against JR and Matt, he's here too, so that would be tough. But top 3 would be fine with me. And, I'm starting on a pole, so I got no excuses.
There you go. Well, the only thing you can do is go down. So we want you to stay up in this race. But no, in all seriousness, go have fun tonight. It's always a blast calling your guys' action here in the Lawrence Towing Outlaw Modified Series. Always fun talking to you, Donnie, and maybe we'll see you in victory lane tonight. Let's break that streak.
That'd be great. Thanks for having me, guys.
Absolutely. Donnie Moore, the driver of the number 26 Irwin Tools SK Modified. And, of course, that interview brought to you by Virtual Grip Network. It's a blog devoted to news from the world of iRacing at virtualgrip.net. You can stay up to date on what's happening at iRacing and keep up to date with the World Championship Series, including the Blanc Pond GT Series and NASCAR Pink Antifreeze Series and the World Championship Grand Prix Series. Now, Sean, before we talk about points, we should talk about Donnie about, we got to get him on the air. He's got a pretty good little notes there for himself with knowledge and things like that about the series. We might want to talk to him about it, John.
Yeah, I might want to consult with him just a bit. Donnie definitely on top of it, but let's talk about the point standings because as Donnie alluded to, but as he alluded to though, the point situation is really interesting. Now we know JR's got things locked up here at the top, but what you're looking at is second, third, fourth, and fifth place, and he mentioned Matt Hoos. Yeah, Matt's, not too far behind. I think he's about 7 more points behind Lowell there. Okay, but it's anybody's race here. All right, they're all here. Jeff, Donnie, Tim, Lowell. This is going to be fun. It's 3 points separate. Lowell needs some help. He needs to finish ahead of those guys and hope they finish way behind him. But it's 3 points, so. Chris, I can't wait to get this race started. Now let's talk about, I'm sure we got plenty of first-time viewers here on iRacing Live tonight. Let's talk about the details of the series because that's really important. This is the SK Modified, not the iRacing Tour Modified. Wheelbase a little bit shorter, a little bit less horsepower, but an awful racing car. It's the iRacing fixed setup. Everybody, it's a test of skill, not necessarily how the car is set up. This grid this evening will be set by the top 10 from last week. We're inverting the grid. First, we'll be starting 10th. Fast repairs, you get one this race, 100 laps tonight, 48 miles. 100% fuel, that will never be an issue this evening. No tire change allowed, though, if you decide to get that fast repair. You cannot put the car up on the jacks. If you do not bring the car back out. Restarts when we have them, if we have them. New Smyrna could go green here tonight, Chris. Double file restarts. The weather this evening, the iRacing dynamic weather. And what does that mean? Well, it means it's partly cloudy, 86 degrees, and 86 degrees on track, Chris.
86 degrees at 9:26 Eastern Time in Daytona. That's a typical day in Daytona, it seems like to me. So, it should be a lot of fun, though. We're going to have some good racing here this evening when it is all over with. I see J.R. Shepherd on the screen there, and see some of our fans talking to us in chat. I see Chip Dickert there. I believe that's him talking to us. Unfortunately, not going to be here at New Smyrna. And, of course, the Dirt fans are happy as can be because something tells me there's a big update Wednesday. I don't know what it is. But anyways, let's talk about the past champions here at this track at New Smyrna Speedway. And if you look at the winners who have won here in the past, it's a pretty familiar list when you see it. You got Matt LaVenture winning in the fall of last season, J.R. Shepherd, and then there's that Donnie Moore streak. So I kind of lied. I was here when Donnie Moore won that last race. So, anyways, I get put in my place, I guess. But Donnie Moore, you see other drivers who have won throughout the series, and really not any continuity there. Sean, it's a lot of different winners here.
Yeah, Ryan Edwards-Kiss, of course, had his little streak there in the fall and winter of 2015, 2016, but unfortunately he's not racing with us now. So it's been a little inconsistent, but you know what? That name J.R. Shepherd there as a previous winner, who knows, Chris, could be a previous winner tonight, sir.
And we will sure see. We got a lot of great cars in action tonight. Donnie Moore going to start on the pole, and we'll talk about that. And speaking of Donnie Moore, he's on this next list too. As we talked last week, we crowned J.R. Shepherd champion for the third time in the Outlaw Modified Series. And as you see, the previous champions, Matt LaVenture winning last season, J.R. Shepherd winning 2 in a row there in the spring and summer of 06. Matt Hoosback in the winter of 06, and then there's 16. I'm 11 years behind apparently. But Donnie Moore winning back in 2015 all the way up to Lowell Jewell, and you see Donnie obviously a 2-time champion. So tonight we're going to crown JR as a 3-time champion of the Outlaw Modified Series. As a matter of fact, not only 3 times the Outlaw champion, but 3 times the champion in Season 1, as he already won tonight the Street Stock and the Truck Championship. And you mentioned Sean off the air, this is his 2nd time doing it. He did it in Season 3 of last season, winning all 3 titles.
Yeah, it's all about the threes, isn't it, Chris? I think if you're playing the lottery this evening, I would put a 3 in there somewhere.
Might have to go see who's starting third tonight. Anyways, we shall see. But definitely going to be in for some fun this evening here at New Smyrna Speedway. A couple of things we'll talk about going into next season. We talked about it last week, the change at the opening schedule. Next weekend, we kick off Season 2 here on April 1st. That's not an April Fool's joke. And what's also not an April Fool's joke is we will be at Langley. Martinsville no longer going to be the opening schedule on the season for next season, or next week, I should say, the Season 2 for the Outlaws. So that'll be something new next week. And also, Lawrence Towing Outlaw Modified Series will stick around for Season 2. Lawrence Towing has jumped back on as a title sponsor, Sean. So definitely some great news there.
Yeah, really, really happy to have Lawrence Towing back on board. They've become a great sponsor here in the Bootleg Racing League, and they keep the SK Modifieds going every Saturday night here on the Global Sim Racing Channel. And again, congratulations to the guys again for securing that sponsorship for another season.
Absolutely. And real quickly, got about 45 seconds to we get gridded here. So let's go to the keys tonight. 2 for 2 for Matty Ice. Can he win this evening?
Sure. He's awful fast right now in practice. Yeah, I think it's very possible.
Donnie Moore mentioned in the interview, multi-groove racing. He said the Highline was fastest in the truck. Will we see it tonight?
It was, and I think it might even be to the point where we'll see guys defend that Highline. We'll see. You never know. That racing down low can probably get exciting. We'll see.
And last but not least, momentum for next season. How are they going to do it tonight?
Well, you know, I always believe the winner has that momentum. But you know what? I think a solid finish for a few guys. Maybe like Matt LaVenture, if he can't win this thing, a top 5 certainly gives him momentum heading into next season. Mike Allen was able to make it. He could use a solid finish tonight, and that would give him some momentum. There's a few guys out there I'll have my eyes on this evening.
And a pick for this evening, last but certainly not least.
Ooh, do I want to do that to any of these boys this evening?
Well, it doesn't work in a PRL. Let's see if it works here.
Wow.
Sorry, I guess I'm kind of on it tonight.
I'm not picking tonight. No, I'm just not going to do it. I'm going to have to turn you down and say I'm plead the fifth on that one.
Not a bad idea, I guess, which hopefully your luck will change soon. Anyways, let's get the starting lineup for tonight's race, the Outlaw 100. Donnie Moore going to start on the pole. Alongside him going to be Jeff Kendrick again. This field inverted from 10 through 1 finishers last week, and we asked who's starting third. There's your answer, Sean.
Right, and that is row 2 is going to be Ron Collinsworth and Matt Shinoski.
Mike Allen going to start inside of row number 5. Alongside him, Lowell Jewell into 5. He's in that battle for second in points.
All right, go back to row 4. It's going to be Tim Shinoski and Philip Temples.
And the two fast guys, and I say really fast guys, J.R. Shepard, Matt LaVenture there in row number 5.
Yeah, that's going to be fun watching those two climb up through the field. Mike Holloway, Brian Barden going to start 11th and 12th.
Matt Hoos, the winner of the street stock race tonight, will start there in 13th alongside David Loomis.
Go back to 15th and Jacob Williams, 16th, Jeff Sharp.
And last but certainly not least tonight, Ernie Brown and Chris Wolfson starting in the 18th position tonight. As always, guys, you can chat with us on the GSRC YouTube channel. See Chip Dickerton or hey, Dougie Veers chatting with us from above us. That's kind of interesting, him with the cameras there. Who's on first? But yeah, you can always chat with us there. We appreciate everybody on iRacing Live always watching us. Very nice. But Sean, final race of the season, race number 11. I think we're ready.
Let's get this party started, Chris. It's time to boogie, baby.
Here we go, the finale underway, and Donnie Moore on it. Long straightaways, sweeping corners here in New Smyrna. You're going to see them barely out of the gas, like maybe 5 to 10 mile an hour. These cars roll right through it, and you see that outside line going to work. Matt Shinoski going to get past Collinsworth already. Side by side from about 5th on back. Everybody, Cleo, one car riding the wall. Phil Temples, rail slide, first one of the night.
Got Matt LaVenture right behind him.
Yeah, he's like, hey, no more of that. Oh, he makes contact with the 07. Ooh. Tim Shinoski and LaVenture with a hip check.
In a little bit. J.R. Shepard right there in that mix, cutting it off just behind them, riding on board with LaVenture here, right off the left side.
And you see Matt, they're trying to get that outside to work on Tim Shinoski. Shepard's like, all right, if you guys want to wreck tonight, I'm okay with it. But I'm sure he don't really want to wreck because he likes that car. Now, meanwhile, yeah, go ahead.
I was going to say, JR decides to move up top and follow LaVenture on his line.
See that outside becoming a stronger lane. It's already happening just like the truck race tonight. Now, speaking of stronger, Donnie Moore is pretty much already at Volusia Speedway. He's pulled away that far. Already got a second lead over Jeff Kendricks. That 26, other than almost scraping the wall just now in turn 2, is looking pretty good.
Mike Allen just got up into the wall in the middle of 1 and 2. That car a little bit slower, and now he's got J.R. Shepard back there closing on him and Tim Shinoski. LaVenture was able to get around.
See Shepard on the outside, him and Tim Shinoski running side by side. Seeing a lot of tire rubber flying around here. That just tells you this abrasive track does eat a lot of tire rubber. I know it's something we really didn't point out during the pre-race there, Sean, but this track does eat some tires.
Hey, Chris, this battle on screen between, well, you know what, JR just got around him. I was going to talk about the battle between Tim Shinoski and JR Shepard. Shepard finally clears.
Got hit, he's kept it out of the wall, but he definitely got some contact with Lowell Jewell, I believe, there. You'll see it here. Collinsworth on the outside. I think they just came together. Coming out of 3 and 4, Lowell makes that late move into the corner. And bam, there's the hip check. Donnie Moore out to about a second lead over Jeff Kendrick. Matt Shinoski in third. Lowell Jewell fourth. Phil Temple's your top 5, 8 laps in the book. And here comes JR underneath of Collinsworth. And Shepard not quite completing that outside line, gets the run.
Yeah, JR had such a fight with Tim Shinoski. He's really lost a lot of ground to Matt LaVenture. LaVenture now working on Philip Temples right up in front of him. And JR still not able to clear Collinsworth yet.
Yeah, JR is usually pretty solid at saving tires, but when you get side by side on a track, like, don't contact the 59, Mike Allen's around. Oh, big one. Yeah, Mike piles in.
Yeah,
Brown,
a
Jeff
little bit of
Sharp.
help there.
Matt Hoos is on his hood. He got a flipped Oreo on the front stretch.
Started, I think on the replay here, that might have started with Hoos. It looked like he got a tire there on the rear end of Mike Allen, and let the melee ensue.
We're right on board with Holloway in the 15 here. It's going to happen right in his living room.
Whoa.
Bam.
Yeah, that's a tough break there. And you saw David Loomis. You saw the 91 on the inside wall there. That car was destroyed. It was about half the size it was when the race started. Now he's going to take that fast repair. Everything looking good there as he rolls off.
Yeah, he's going to stay on the lead lap. However, the 8 will not. Ernie Brown's going to lose a lap. You got Hoos still on pit road. He had a tow because his Oreo was dunked in milk, it looked like. Just totally upside down and everything. All right, that was bad. Anyways, 17 on pit road. Tim Shanowski, or he's the 07, but Chris Wolfson, that's the 17. Also got the 49 Jeff Sharp in, and Mike Holloway all on pit road here. Is no wave rounds according to Matt Hoos, one of the admins. So apparently he's okay because he's able to say there's no lucky dog.
Well, you know, Chris, when that unfolded, we had just gotten to a point in the race where, quite honestly, they had all spread out. It was pretty much a single file train. Maybe this is what we needed right here to kind of spice things back up a little bit. This is a championship night. There is still work to be done here. J.R. Shepard sits back in 8th place. Got a little ways to go there to get to the front, but the big mover there on that first part of the race, Matt LaVenture, already up 4 spots.
Yeah, LaVenture up 4 spots. Jacob Williams up 5 from 15th to 10th. You got Chris Wolfson from 18th to 12th. Though he was in that wreck, so that might be a little misread when it's over with. But pace car going to double them up 2x2 here. And that's the cool thing about this series, a double file restart. So we are going to get some side-by-side action as we go back to racing here at lap number 15. So 85 laps to go. 85, Sean, 85. If you're a Seinfeld fan, you know what that meant.
Yeah, I am, and I'm just not picking it up. We'll talk later.
Well, we'll talk later. 85, Jerry, 85. Donnie Moore back to the gas pedal and on it. The 26 leading to 62. Into turn 1, there's Matt Shanowski. Lowell Jewell on the outside, and LaVenture bringing that high line.
And bringing J.R. Shepard with him. There's Philip Temples fighting down on the bottom there. Side by side, back into turn 1.
Lowell Jewell driving it in deep. He almost in contact with a 62. Had to get out of it. Oh, LaVenture's around. I think there's net code.
Yeah, we're going to look from above. I don't know if it was net code or not. You see Lowell gets up there near the wall. I think Lowell clipped the wall, honestly, Chris, and it brought the car back across the track when he did.
We're on board Lowell. We'll see it right here. Dougie Beard's got the cool cameras. We'll find it right here. There's contact. The 62. Yeah, there was some contact. I stand corrected.
Yeah.
Netco did not make an appearance. Add Jacob Williams to the list of people in it.
Yeah, unfortunately, that was a mess there, man.
Yeah. Ernie Brown going to get the wave around as second caution out, lap number 19. This will move Ernie. He'll be 17th and back on the lead lap. So all but one car on the lead lap now, and that's Matt Hoos, who is 18th, 3 laps down. Donnie Moore continuing to lead. Jeff Kendrick, Matt Shanowski, Phil Temples, J.R. Shepard now up to 5th as he got through that wreck. Lowell Jewell still able to hold on to the 6th position. Tim Shanowski, Mike Allen, and Jeff Sharp, and Mike Holloway, your top 10 as of right now. These double file restarts definitely make things exciting, Sean.
Yes, they do. And how about Jeff Kendrick still hanging on up top there, not letting anybody intimidate him? He's off to a good start this evening.
Yeah, Chip Dickert picked him to win tonight in chat. He said Jeff Kendrick's his pick. Some viewers agree, some disagree, but Jeff definitely showing that he could be a good pick tonight.
Boy, LaVenture's going to have to do this all over again, Chris. All the way back to 15th now.
It's not like he's done this before. It's like tying your shoes. It's like riding a bike. But either way, going to have a little less than 80 laps to go. And as we mentioned, J.R. Shepherd already won the championship tonight. He's won 7 races out of the 10 starts tonight. He could make it 8 for 11. If he can get to victory lane tonight, that would be impressive, winning 8 races in one season. Not to check with Lowell, but that might be a series record.
Yeah, it really might be. I'm going to have to do a little crack research on that. I don't know that I'll be able to get those stats before the end of this race, but maybe next week when we open up for season 2, we might have some good info, some good history.
Yeah, and we're going to continue my big streak of things going as I've missed the first race the last 4 seasons. We're going to make it 5 next week. Why not? Keep the tradition going.
Here we go, Chris.
Yep, the 26 and 62 going to get off the restart here. Donnie Moore and the Irwin ASPCA SK Modified going to bring it back to the green. Jeff Kendrick there in second. Whoa, a little wobbly there. Temple's on the back bumper to 62, but he gets away. Matt Shanowski on that inside. Let's see which line goes faster. JR on the bottom there. And here comes Temples on the outside. The legend of the Hidden Temples.
I like that. I see what you did there.
And he makes the pass. Moves him up to second. Here comes Matt Shanowski. Lowell Jewell all of a sudden coming back in there. Like what wreck?
Ooh! Lowell got that modified sliding all over the place right now. He's got a nice
Temple's in the wall.
run too.
Kendrick hits him a little bit there, on that code.
Okay, this is getting crazy again. 75 laps to go.
Only the Outlaws on a Saturday night, boys. And who says Saturday night short track racing at your local short track's not fun?
Riding on board with Philip Temples, you see Kendrick work.
Oh,
then
Lowell gets
Kendrick
turned,
him.
and up ahead, Temples gets turned too. Wilson
Yeah,
gets a piece.
and did you see what happened there, Chris?
Our good friend again? I saw Temples getting spun.
Phil started to lose it coming off of 4. You're going to see here as we look from above.
Oh, yeah, he did. And then Kendrick helped him out. You see right back there is where Lowell gets turned.
Well, Phil loses just that little bit of momentum, and it just tells you how fast these cars are and how quickly they're traveling at this track. There's obviously nothing he can do right there that Kendrick can do right there to avoid it. I mean, go on board with Shepherd. You see it unfold on in front of him right there. But, yeah. Let's look at it from Lowell's angle.
Comes off straightaway. The mid-south driver goes down here to turn 3, gets up in that higher groove. It leaves the door open, but that's part of it. Bam, he just gets turned. The 07. And bam, Wolfson just comes in there and plows him. Ernie Brown gets involved too, and Ernie's actually taking his car behind the wall. So the Indiana driver's already going to have his trip up to the Hoosier State a little early before the first race next season.
Yeah, and several cars got caught in the checkup there from that wreck, and lots of damage. I'm actually looking at Mike Allen's machine, and that rear end of that SK is really torn up right now. I don't know if he has not been in. So Mike out there still running it. Must be handling fine. You don't need the rear end on this car too much, but yeah, that one's beat up.
Just a little bit, and I'm seeing Lowell Jewell coming out of pit road. He's going to beat the pace car out, so I'm assuming he got his reset there and is going to use it and get back out there. Now, again, these cars aren't allowed to use tires at all. The tires they have on their car are pretty much it. Matt Hoos getting the wave around. He's now going to be 2 laps down in the Oreo machine. Michigan driver there looking to have a good finish to his season tonight, but Donnie Moore has led all 29 laps. And Donnie, I think, would be totally fine with cautions every 5 or 10 laps so that he can never lose the lead.
You know, another guy who was really running well, that's Phil Temples. You know, he's going to have to start all the way from the back here again and see if he can make that run back up through the field.
He's just got to be patient. I mean, LaVenture already up to the 11th position after his incident, so obviously just show a little patience, miss a couple wrecks if they have them, and bam, you're right back in the show. But we're getting ready to go back to racing here, lap number 31. Donnie Moore again's led all 30 laps. Jeff Kendrick there on his outside. Moore laying back here. This ought to be interesting. If that green comes out, the 62 is going to get a black flag. I might want to check that. Short track.
I think we're going to be good there.
Short track shenanigans. And say the word Shinosky right after shenanigans. That's a tongue twister.
Matt working that inside through.
Trouble.
Oh, with the cautions back out.
Jacob Williams, Phil Temples, Lowell Jewell, I think he got through it. But Temples is taking a tow to the garage.
Oh, and we had a little bit of contact between Jacob Williams and Philip Temples. You're going to see it right there in a turn. Those two get together.
Oh, Lowell did get a piece of that. Well, you know what? Also, there was a car on the outside. They were almost 3 wide in that corner.
Lowell got all of it, unfortunately. On board with Jacob Williams.
You see right there, cuts underneath the Wolf's in there, and Temples was there, unfortunately. We're going on board with Lowell, and as Chip said on the chat, the boss is getting beaten up tonight.
Yeah, he is. You're going to see it here. He just got nowhere to go. It just turns right in front of Phil, right there in front of him. Stops him instantly, Chris.
And hopefully Lowell will be okay. We got to keep that streak going for Lowell, as he's finished top 5 in New Smyrna the last 3 seasons, I believe it is.
Chris, it looks like Philip Temples is taking his car behind the wall too, buddy.
Yep, Lowell's going to finish, or Phillip's going to finish in the 17th position. Matt Hoos getting another wave around. Matt's in that awkward position where he announces himself in the third person as getting the wave around in race chat. Can you imagine doing that? John Ambrose gets the wave around.
Well, Matt, the race control every week, and a great service he does for the league for sure. But yes, it is awkward.
Now, just to clarify, we do have our terminologies that Sean and I use when it comes to race control. It's actually ground control and Major Tom that controls the races.
That's right. Major Tom a la Matt Hoos.
Yes. But definitely a little bit of a slower start for these Outlaws. They've always had their tradition, Sean, of they'll get a good green flag run at the beginning and then maybe some cautions. Or they'll have some cautions and then a green flag run. Looks like the latter is being used tonight. So maybe we'll have a green flag run here? Maybe.
Well, you know, maybe. I'm going to be honest with you, though. I mean, if you're Donnie Moore and Jeff Kendrick, you'll take this all night, won't you?
Well, yeah, because the cautions are keeping, J.R. Shepard back in the 4th position, or keeping Matt LaVenture back in 10th. Guys like that who are really fast. These guys are back now, and here you're coming up on lap 38 next time by. There's, I'll say it, only 72 laps to go. Yes, that's a big number, but, if we're still racing at this moment, there could be new leaders or whatever. You never know what could be happening. So I'm sure Donnie Moore and Kendrick are like, yep, just keep on wrecking, boys. We're good. And obviously, Kendrick did not get black flagged from that restart. I thought he was going to. He was ahead of the leader.
Chris, I believe, Lowell Jewell all the way at the back. Going to need a lot of help if he wants to climb this championship ladder and maybe finish second or third.
Yeah, that's a fair point there. We got 4 guys fighting for second here. Moore's back on it. J.R. Shepard on the back bumper of Kendrick. Like, giddy up, kid. And right there, Shinosky going to clear second as Kendrick slid up into contact with J.R.
Yeah, Kendrick just slid right up in front of J.R. J.R. nowhere to go. Gets a little bit of the bumper. They cleared Tim Shinosky down there on the bottom there, and now Tim slip into 5th.
Shanoski made a dive underneath Donnie Moore there for a second. Shepard crosses over on Kendrick. Elevator move, top to bottom. Just remember here, New Smyrna, Matt Shanoski got way loose. He's down there in the grass almost.
Now let's drop back. Well, drop back to 5th real quick. You've got Tim Shanoski, Mike Holloway in a really, really intense battle. Tim trying to clear him up top.
Up ahead there, Shepard looking for 3rd. Got that inside run on the 62 as Tim Shanoski did clear for 5th. But JR on the bottom, Matt Shanoski looking on the bottom for the lead. Not able to get it. Shepard not able to get 3rd yet. That outside line proving mighty. We haven't said this term a lot in the Outlaws this season. Sean, this is the perfect track for a slide job or 2.
Seen a couple of them already. Shepard really digging down below. Kendrick on the track, cross him over as they go across the start-finish line down into 1. Ooh, and he's going to give up the position, man. Kendrick was really,
Donnie
really
Moore
running.
up the track. Matt Shanoski to the inside. Sorry to cut you off there, Sean. And now Shepard to the outside, taking that high line to work. Now remember, the higher the banking here, the higher the track you go. If that made sense.
Perfect sense, Chris. Matt Shanoski.
I'm glad somebody understood what I said.
Matt Shanoski now has got to deal with J.R. Shepard. Donnie's starting to stretch things out a little bit. J.R. with a great run out of turn 2.
If I'm Donnie, I'm going to run JR's line right now because you know what? If somebody's going to pass you, make them pass you on the bottom, and it hasn't been able to be done at all. Everybody's been passing on the high groove pretty much. So if I'm Donnie, I'm getting off that yellow line. I'm going to run up where JR is because it's working. But JR in that fight with the Matt Shanoski kind of clips the wall. And there's Jeff Kendrick there in 4th. You got Tim Shanoski back there in 5th. You see JR get that strong run off the corner. He's got it. JR is 2nd.
Yeah, he's got nothing. Matt Shanoski is really battling down there.
Wow, Donnie Moore went high there in 1 and 2 to block the move. JR almost went higher.
Look at Shanoski breaking late into the turn, powering off on the bottom there.
Well, that's the thing about these short tracks and the high banks like this. You get JR, when you're on the high side, he's got to break early and get the momentum off, where the bottom line, you can kind of drive it in there if you trust your back end, not swinging around. Oh, one car loose back in the front straightaway. Again, trying to see if he saved it. He did. It was Mike Allen, the 59. All's well, though. We'll keep up here in the front. As we cross the line halfway. Chris Wolfson taking his number 17 behind the wall. He'll be the 3rd retiree of the night, the Pennsylvania driver.
Man, Matt just really putting it in there.
I'll tell you what, here comes Kendrick. Oh, Matt driving in there for the leader. We're going to go 3 wide, maybe? No. JR thought better of it. Donnie Moore might be using his 2 puppies for spotters right now.
Boy, I'll tell you what, Matt really likes it down there in the inside groove, and I got to be honest, Chris, he's really making it look fast right now. Here he goes,
is making it look
trying to
fast.
take that
Look
lead
at Matt.
away.
Oh, he got loose there.
Yeah, he did. It's like you said, though, earlier, that's the risk you kind of take down there. You're really going to be able to hang on to that rear end.
Well, usually it's on entry, but coming off the corner, it's because you got so much wheel. I think it's that tight loose that you feel where you're turning the wheel because you're so tight, and then the back end's like, yep, swap ends. But Matt's done a great job of running that bottom line. It's good to see multi-groove racing here. How fun is this on iRacing Live and on the Global Sim Racing channel?
it's hard to get off that, but we can't ignore what Matt LaVenture's doing back here. In now 6th place, just taking that away from Mike Holloway. They are battling. He's next to him. He hadn't cleared him yet. Oh, and he runs right up on Tim Shinowski.
And Shepard to the bottom for the lead as he got around Matt. Matt got loose off 4, and JR was able to move to the bottom here, and he is going to wow at the line by it. No. Barely. I got 3 1,000s crossing the line there. Yeah, we wanted to go back there and see the fight with LaVenture, but then all of a sudden JR made the move. He's like, nope, you're keeping it up here in the front with us.
Give it to Donnie Moore across the line once again.
2 by 2 by 1 by 2 by 1. That's 8 if you do the math correctly.
Wow, what a race.
Ooh, JR might have got him there. He pushed Donnie up the track. Wow, that was tight. I got JR by 2 1,000 sat lap. Donnie, JR's loose as Donnie slides up the track. Slide job.
And we had contact behind them between Matt LaVenture and Tim Shinowski. Little Nerf bar to Nerf bar love. Ooh, and a hip check from Matt Shinowski on
3 wide. There's no room, boys. Okay, there is. Tim Shinowski going to be the big winner there. It looks like. Here comes Kendrick, though, back on that outside. You wonder if Donnie's burned his tires off.
You wonder. Ooh, Kendrick back there having trouble coming off of 4. LaVenture going to try and take advantage of that down on the bottom.
Ooh, Kendrick get pushed up the track there by LaVenture. Here comes the 15, Mike Holloway. Matt underneath of Donnie Moore up here for second as JR starting to stretch it.
Here comes LaVenture, Chris. He's got the Tim Shinowski now. It's just a matter of time.
Are you saying we had to blow the dust off the Jaws theme?
I was just thinking that myself.
Trouble in the back. Jacob Williams has gotten the wall and got into Lowell Jewell.
Oh, no. Oh, no. I think Lowell had to use his fast repair on that last caution.
Lowell was just an innocent bystander here.
Yeah. Jacob just knocks the wall down there coming out of the turn, and obviously can't control the car. It just happens to be Lowell the one he gets. One more time on the replay here. On board with Lowell.
Seems like too many times tonight we've been on board with Lowell for a wreck. Lowell already not feeling too well tonight, and now he's having a car beaten up that's not feeling well probably. Well, you know what? Lowell might have just used his fast repair. If so, what a way to save your damage. He must have knew the inevitable.
Yeah, you're absolutely right, Chris. That very well may be the case.
Now, I didn't get yelled at last week, so I maybe can get away with this again. But knowing Lowell, he's probably thinking to himself, now, I know there's probably another wreck coming. So maybe I'll go use my reset and get out there.
Wow. I don't know if that's approved, Chris.
Hey, I'm going to keep working on it. Lowell's a cool guy.
Hey, you know what? Now, listen, we might as well tell the fans now. I mean, there's a lot at stake here for finishing 10th place tonight. Because that will put you on the pole when we get started in Season 2 next week.
Yep, Season 2, Langley going to kick off the schedule, and right now that 10th place position is Ron Collinsworth. So we'll have to see where Ron finishes up right now. But yeah, you're right, 10th is going to finish up in the We'll start first next week. Now, that battle for second in points, we were talking about that. Jeff Sharp is in the 8th position right now. You got Donnie Moore running in 3rd. So Donnie would actually jump to 2nd right now. And, of course, you've had Lowell Jewell, unfortunately involved in every accident on the track tonight, but he's still got a chance at it. So all 4 of those guys running pretty decent right now in the field.
Yeah, and it's going to come down to some strange mathematic formula before it's all said and done with. So we'll try and update you as quickly as possible. Oh, they're lined up again here, side by side, though, as they come off of turn 2, Chris. And 30 laps to go when this green flag drops.
Can JR make it 8 for 11? If anybody could think they're 8 of 11, a football player, a quarterback, I should say, or an NBA player shooting, a baseball player hitting 8 for 11 in a series, that would be awesome. Imagine if you did it in a race series. We'll see. Shepard on it. 29 to go. Donnie Moore inside of Shinowski. That's for 2nd. He climbs the wall a little bit. Matt LaVenture trying to get that bottom to work.
Good luck. We've seen several tribe. Oh, and I think we got trouble out of 4.
Yep. Mike Holloway. And, Jeff Kendrick.
Oh, Kendrick. Yeah, what a shame for Jeff Kendrick. You know, he was battling so hard. Going to try and catch it here on the replay.
Oh, wow.
Looks like
Meeting of the
just,
minds.
Yeah, they just get together coming off the turn.
That's
Tough
that
break
whole,
for both guys.
And you can definitely talk about this being a short track guy as you are, but when you're on that bottom, the one thing you want to do is be able to come up the track and get all the speed you can off the corner, and you got to be able to get up next to the wall. But unfortunately, there's a car there sometimes.
Yeah, you're not always clear, and
Don't trust your spotter.
Unfortunately, yeah, don't trust that spotter. You really need to know. And unfortunately, the sight lines in the modified are not great, Chris. A lot of blind spots in this machine, and you see Kendrick smoking down pit lane there. I guess we'll go ahead and get it out. And probably get the ribs ready.
Yes.
And maybe a little brisket, Chris.
The barbecue is out last time this season, we hope. And just like that, the barbecue's over with.
That's all right. It's the finale. I already have it lit, and we've already got food on. So ready to go as soon as the race is over.
Who's cooking?
Don't worry, I got it covered. We're good.
Is that where Peak is tonight?
Maybe.
Does Peak know? That's a good question. Does Peak know how to cook?
That is a good question. We might have to ask him that.
So J.R. Shepard, Matt Shinowski, Donnie Moore, Tim Shinowski, Matt LaVenture, your top 5, and a guy not named Shinowski in 6th. That's Jeff Sharp. David Loomis, 7th. Ron Collinsworth now up to 8th. Brian Barden, 9th. And Mike Allen now your 10th place car. As we are 25 laps from the finish. Should he want to go this time, I believe? Yeah, maybe not. We'll go 2 to go. Why not?
Well, you know, it's great to see the side-by-side racing tonight. Unfortunately, it's resulted in a little bit of attrition, though. And unlike some of the races this season that have been, really good and a lot of green flag running, tonight this one is kind of bogged down a little bit because of the side-by-side racing, unfortunately.
Yeah, sometimes you get racing like that, and it's just different. I mean, when you're used to single file stuff, it might be easier to not wreck. When you get side by side, it just takes one little mistake, and all of a sudden you could be heading for the inside wall with a couple others. But they're going to restart again with Shepard on the inside, Matt Shinowski, Moore, Tim Shinowski, Matt LaVenture, your top 5. Will Matt be able to get a restart? Now, JR seems to be, I don't want to call him the restart king, but he's been pretty good at him. Here they go through 3 and 4. There's going to be 23 to go. Pace car hangs a left. JR on as they kind of stack up a little bit there. everybody seems to be pretty smooth as Donnie Moore drives the inside of Matt Shanowski. Shanowski clears. Shepard out in the clear also. Another factor tonight, we didn't mention this, the new rule from last week that was put into place, 60% track state. So there is a lot of rubber on this track.
Man, I like what Matt Shanowski is doing. JR, though, starting to, well...
Oh, big wreck in the back. I won't mention one name involved, but we'll mention if Brian Barden is in it and Ron Collinsworth. We'll let you guess the other name.
Yeah.
Unfortunately. Lowell Jewell in this one, too.
Boy, talk about snake bit. Jeez.
We're going to go on board with the 5. This is not Groundhog Day.
Yeah, and Lowell almost got through that, and he just barely gets clipped by Ron Collinsworth here from behind. You're going to see him go by on the left here.
Oh, yeah, there's the hook. And then Lowell gets hooked. Ouch.
Boy, I hate that for Lowell. He had a lot on the line tonight. Chance to get a really, really nice finish in the points, and he has done nothing but fight trouble all evening, Chris.
Yeah, that's definitely not cool. Unfortunate situation for Lowell, but that's the way races go sometimes. What we're going to do, we're going to step away real quick. We'll take a quick break, but we're going to step away. That don't mean we're going to leave the track. You're going to see all the action, GSRC side by side. But we're going to take a quick break and get to the finish of this race on the Global Sim Racing Channel. And back at New Smyrna Speedway, 1 to go before we get the green. We'll get it with 16 laps to go, as you didn't miss anything on side-by-side. We did see Lowell Jewell has finally decided to park the car and to pretty much put it be told he's leaving and going to have a good time tonight. Well-deserved, Lowell. Anyways, pace car going to hang on left here as J.R. Shepard going to bring him back to the green with 15 laps to go. Matt Shanowski, Donnie Moore. And Matt Shanowski did not get a good start.
No, that wasn't his best one tonight for sure.
And here comes the venture outside, and Donnie Moore, no net code there. And Donnie saves it. We almost had some New England on New England violence. That would not have been good.
Boy, Tim Shanowski really giving Matt LaVenture a battle there down below. Here comes Matt Hoos and Jeff Sharp getting into the picture.
Sharp, we haven't mentioned his name all night. Yeah. He's trying to get that second in points. Right now, Donnie Moore would get it. But not from a lack of effort from these drivers. 3 wide in the back almost. David Loomis, I thought, was going to take him 3 deep. Now 3 wide is, wow, the 62 Kendrick almost trying to make a move back here. Mike Allen and David Loomis. And everybody trying to get spots now.
Matt Shinosky. Oh, Matt Shinosky just takes the nose right off of Donnie Moore. Wow. I was just going to mention that Matt was having trouble get off of turn 4, and then he just got right in front of Donnie. Those two battle, and Matt LaVenture just can't find a way to get around those two right now.
Some great racing going on. You're right on board with Matt there. You see the mellow yellow. Haven't drank one of those in a long time.
Now I'm thirsty.
Man, I hate when that happens. So J.R. Shepherd trying to pull off a feat here in 8 laps. Something that I didn't recognize till I just went looking and noticed this stat. The champion has won the final race in the season the last 3 seasons. If J.R. wins tonight.
Well, Chris, we're going to cross the line with 7 laps to go. I don't see anybody catching him here yet. Shinosky going to have to get busy because all JR has done since that last restart is continue to just pull away.
As he is up to about a 0.6 of a second lead right now. Ron Collinsworth is taking his car down pit road. I'm not sure if that's just getting damage fixed or calling it a night. But only 12 cars left on the track here after what's been a little bit of an attrition race. Everybody giving it. They're all trying to win this finale.
Well, for the bad luck that Jeff Kendrick had, he does find himself in 10th place right now. That could be a good sign for him.
Yes, at 10th place, could see Jeff Kendrick being on the pole next week at Langley. As we start season 2, he's got to keep it there, though, as he's about 0.3 or so behind Mike Allen for 9th. Across the line, 4 laps to go. And that lead has shrunk a little bit, down to about 0.5.
He's playing with him.
Yeah, he's like, I got a couple tenths back. I'm just going to ride. He's probably driving one-handed right now and everything.
One hand up on a Nerf bar, one hand on the wheel. Waving at the fans as he drives by.
Hi, folks. Hey, folks. Good to see you. Coming up 2 laps to go for JR. This would be his 8th win in 11 races. Yes, if you do the math, that's 88%. Here we go, final lap of the first season for 2017. Shepherd is on his final lap. 2 seasons ago, Shepherd won the championship and the race at New Smyrna. Last season, LaVenture won the championship and the race at New Smyrna. Tonight, J.R. Shepherd wins the race and the Lawrence Towing Outlaw Modified Series Championship.
And congratulations to Matt Shinosky on a great run tonight. He'll finish 2nd, and Donnie Moore getting it done with a podium finish.
He said he wanted the top 3, and he definitely got it. Matt LaVenture, good come from behind, 4th place run, and Tim Shinosky going to be your top 5. We'll get the top 3 rounded up. We'll recap the race, and we'll crown a champion next on the Global Sim Racing channel. And back in New Smyrna Speedway, the bald in the beard with you as we celebrate the championship. We draw the curtains down on the Season 1 of 2017, or at least we were going to, but unfortunately the curtains were stolen, but that's a whole other story. Matt Shanowski, J.R. Shepard, Donnie Moore, they were your top three, however. It was Shepard going to victory lane tonight, his 8th win and the championship, all his tonight. You can't spell the word great without the 8, if you definitely like to put numbers in your words. Matt Shanowski finishing second, Donnie Moore third, Matt LaVenture, Tim Shanowski, your top 5.
Matt Hoos going to finish 6th. 7th going to go to Jeff Sharp. Mike Allen, 8th. 9th, David Loomis. Jeff Kendrick going to settle for 10th. And a pole position at Langley.
That ought to be a very fun race coming up next Saturday night. 11th place tonight goes to Brian Barton. 12th, Jacob Williams. Ron Collinsworth. The threes did not play a role tonight, unfortunately. He finished in 13th. Lowell Jewell, 14th. Mike Holloway, 15th. Chris Wolfson, Phil Temples, Ernie Brown. Your 18 starters. And you know what? Let's go backwards here since we're going to crown the champion and he happened to win the race. So let's grab Donnie Moore. And I'll talk to him first. As Donnie, third place run for you. You led as much as you could. At one point, I'm guessing you had your 2 puppies spotting for you on both sides because the track was so wide. But some great racing out there.
That was some great racing. What a race. What a race. Hats off to JR. He's awfully tough, and congrats to his championship tonight in the win. And Matt Shanowski too drove a heck of a race.
So let's say not many people tonight could use the bottom line, and it seemed like Matt was able to do it.
Yeah, he got a little squirrely there a couple of times last 20 or 30 laps there, but I didn't want to commit to the inside. I knew Matty was right behind, ready to jump in that place too, so yeah.
When you saw JR get to second, did something tell you, you know what, maybe I need to get off this yellow line and move up there?
I'm sorry, Chris, what?
No, I was saying when JR moved to second, did something tell you need to move up the track and start protecting?
Yeah, I was kind of like in between lines, but it was working for me for a little while, but he's tough.
Well, it looks like you're going to finish second in points. Obviously, it's unofficial until they get the points updated, but if so, congratulations on that.
Yeah, I'm happy about that. Another top 3, so that's good. But I'm committed to next year, next season. I'm committed to next season. We're going to give him a battle.
Well, we'll let this be your motivation as I'll let you say thanks to your sponsors and stuff. 32.
Thanks a lot, Chris. Hey, ASPCA Puppy Week. That was great. And if you can throw a little dough in the kitty every once in a while to the local animal shelters, that's great.
Absolutely, Don. It's always a pleasure talking to you and always fun to watch you race, my friend. And we'll see you next week in Langley.
Hey, another great season wrapped up by you guys. It's a great team we have here. I'm really lucky to be part of it.
Thanks, Donnie. We appreciate it, and the same for you guys. So, appreciate your time. And, Sean, I believe you have caught second place Matt Shanowski.
I have, Matt. What a run tonight, man. That the low side seemed to be where you did most of your work.
Yeah, I was able to work it pretty well on the bottom, but I almost got the lead a couple times, and I was really hoping I could get past, especially when Donnie was leading, but I just couldn't get it done.
Well, I'll tell you what, it was impressive what you did with that modified tonight. Tell us, though, what's the with everybody running up there on the top, what's the real challenge of running down on that bottom line?
The real challenge is the car gets loose coming off the corner, and the car wants to spin out coming off every corner, and you just got to try to baby the throttle.
Find yourself a lot of times catching it.
Oh, yeah. Definitely.
Yeah. Man, what a great way to end the season. Is this momentum for your team heading into next season?
I hope so. I had a pretty good start to the season, then it kind of dropped off towards the end, but this is a good way to the end of the season and go into next season.
Well, hey, buddy, we wish you the best. We look forward to seeing you next week at Langley. Anybody you'd like to thank tonight?
Of course, I'd like to thank Lil Joel and Matt Hoos for running this league. Another great successful season we just had. Lawrence Towing, of course, for sponsoring our league, and of course to you guys for putting on great broadcasts every week.
All right, well, Matt, we thank you, sir, and safe travel. We'll see you next week at Langley.
All right, take it easy, Chris. Sean. Sorry.
All right, buddy.
That's funny.
And that was Matt Shanowski, driver of the Double Ot SK Modified, and we thank him. And well, we I guess we want to all stand and get ready to enter here, Mr. J.R. Shepherd, and maybe bow to him, Chris.
Yeah, I think we should. Mr. J.R. Shepherd, 8 wins in 11 races. I did the math. That's 88% of the races you won this year, which I think is pretty incredible to start with. I know Matt is going to give you the trophy in a second, but the one question I do have is I'm assuming that that's the most wins of anybody in one season in the Outlaws. But first off, congratulations, and let's start with the race tonight. How fun was that to be all over the track running?
Man, Chris, that was an extremely fun race. Multiple grooves out there. The track was definitely slick, but early on racing with Tim Shanowski side by side, and then once I got up there with Donnie and Matt Shanowski, man, that was some awesome racing. And I don't think I've ever raced with two guys and felt secure about what was going to happen. I wasn't worried about either one of those guys. They're amazing racers on here, and I can't tell you how fun that was. That was awesome.
It was so much fun up here to watch. We definitely had the popcorn flowing as we were watching it. But one term we haven't really said much this season, we haven't said it a lot, is the term slide job. And tonight we saw some, and we even saw one for you kind of taking the lead off before. You had to slide up there and shut the door on Donnie.
Yeah, I really liked being on the bottom through 3 and 4. Really hooked that line and right on the apron, and it would turn the car sideways, but it was the kind of sideways you could power through. And I got just a little too far down during that run, and I was chasing the car all the way up the track.
Well, it worked, and you got the lead. You led the rest of the way. Talk about a season like this, to be able to have 8 wins. Do you see yourself being able to pull off something like this again? I mean, is this one of those rare things?
I think it's an extremely rare thing, especially with this bootleg racing league. Every single one of these guys is fast and can run up front. And, we do the 10-car inversion every week. And just because you finish 10th doesn't mean you're not capable of leading laps and running up front. And a lot of guys have proven that. But I don't know. I think this year some people have had some bad luck. And things just played into my hand, but I know it looked easy, but it definitely wasn't. These guys are great out here.
Yeah, that's 8 different times, because I remember back opening race, I believe you started back in 9th, if I remember correctly. So that's 8 races this year. You had to start 9th or worse to get to victory lane, which is pretty impressive. When it's all over with now, when it's all said and done, let's talk to Mr. Hoos here. Matt has got something to give you.
Well, this is starting to be a little repetitive here, JR, but it's always a good thing. Hey, not only congratulations on the SK Championship this season, but as well on the Street Stocks and the Truck Series. So swept this season, so congratulations. I hope you have room for all the trophies.
Thanks, Matt. We'll find a place for them, but it's great racing with everybody in the Bootleg Racing League, and especially having a great partner like Lawrence Towing for these Outlaw Modifieds. And I hear they're coming back next season, so that's awesome for us.
Yeah, it's definitely great news. Now, JR, Matt made mention, which by the way, congrats, Matt, on your street stock win this afternoon. He made mention 3 championships all in one night pretty much, and you did this back in season 3 last year. So you've done this twice now, which is pretty incredible.
It is. You couldn't have told me that was going to happen when we started the season. It's a lot of luck. A lot of things have to go your way for that to happen, because, like I said, these guys are great. And you go back and look. There's guys that's won more races than me in the other divisions that we ran this season. So it's just how things played out, and I think it's one of those rare things.
Well, JR, we congratulate you on the championship. You get to celebrate for about 6 days before Season 2 kicks off, and we look forward to seeing you next week at Langley.
That sounds great, guys. Thank you.
All right, thanks, JR. Appreciate your time, Matt, who's also presenting the trophy. And, of course, one last word from the boss, Lowell Jewell. Is there any piece of the wall you didn't hit, unfortunately, here tonight?
I don't think so. Can we just go on to something else?
Okay, yeah, let's do that. What a great season on the positive side.
Okay. Yeah, it was a good season. Congrats to JR, times 3. By the way, Matt Hoos did that a couple years ago. He won 4 championships in one season.
That's pretty impressive, too, by Matt. They're at the 4 championships. Now, we got a couple changes next season. Of course, Lawrence Towing comes back. You move Langley now to the first race of the season. Martinsville will fall down the schedule. You have the Bull Ring coming on the schedule in Las Vegas, so a lot of different things.
A couple different things, yeah, and just like to keep things fresh. One thing that's not going to be different is we will be back next season, beginning next week, with GSRC for our 9th season. Donnie Moore just gave me these numbers. We just finished our 8th season with you guys, our 88th broadcast.
Wow. And Sean, that means more job security for us, so we're pretty happy about that.
Yes, absolutely.
With that said, Lowell, it's been a fun being part of the 88 races. I know I've only been a part of Select. I know Sean's been part of a lot more. But it's been so much fun. Every Saturday night I circle. I'm like, man, I can't wait to get on the computer at 9 o'clock to watch the Outlaws and call this race. And I'm sure I speak for the viewers when they sit there and watch this stuff each and every Saturday night. It's definitely a great field. You guys put on a great show, and we're looking forward to next week at Langley.
Yeah, we are too. We appreciate everything you guys do, and looking forward to season 2. Just want to real quick thank Lawrence Towing and Virtual Grip Network for all that they've done for us the last couple seasons.
And I second that. Lawrence Towing's done a great job. And oh, by the way, I guess Wednesday you guys have something else to look forward to.
Oh yeah, there's that dirt stuff.
Yeah, that thing. Hey, that's gonna be a lot of fun there on Wednesday. Everybody gonna have to upload or download that, and of course you guys got that series coming Tuesdays in April. It looks like as planned. But Lowell, we appreciate your time, man. It's always fun to be a part of your shows. And
Chris, I gotta jump in here because Lowell threw out that number 88 broadcasts. Lowell, is that really true? 88 broadcasts?
Donnie, I don't think he's ever lied to me before. Yeah.
Is it possible?
Yeah,
is it possible?
11 races per season, 8 seasons. So, yeah, 88.
88. Okay. Is it possible that I've maybe been on 80 of those? Because I think I've been here since the beginning, Lowell.
Pretty close, if not the beginning. You're a busy man.
Yeah, the beard's grown an inch each one, too.
And I'll tell you what, I've grown in this broadcasting position here with the help of the Bootleg Racing League and the Outlaw Modified Series. So, Lowell, congratulations. Hey, you know what? You officially did get 5th in points. So the points have been updated, and I am happy to say that J.R. Shepard finished 1st, Donnie Moore finished 2nd, Tim Shinoski in 3rd, Jeff Sharp 4th, and Lowell Jewell 5th. So there you go, guys.
Congratulations, Lowell. It was a good season for you, and let's get you in victory lane next season. How's that?
That sounds like a good plan.
All right, buddy. Well, thanks for everything, Lowell, and we'll see you next week.
All right, thanks, guys.
Absolutely.
Thank you,
Lowell Jewell, the boss man, as we call him, unfortunately not having a good night tonight, and he'll keep on kicking, as they say, and we'll get ready for Langley next week. Sean, final thoughts for the season as we say goodbye?
You know what? Final thought is that was a great race this evening. I can't wait to get to Langley. Listen, love going to Martinsville. Nothing wrong with Martinsville. But I'm happy to get to Langley next week because that is an awful fun track. And as we've seen it before, they like to mix them up there at Langley.
Yes, they do. And I should mention, since the new season's coming up, I'll get this out there to everybody. 7 o'clock Street Stock Series each and every Saturday night. 8 o'clock the Pro Trucks, I believe, are still going on next season. And, of course, the Lawrence Towing Outlaw Modified Series at 9 o'clock. 3 great series. The Street Stocks, I believe, is open. I'm not sure if there's still a waiting list out there. You can check with Lowell if you want to be a part of that series. And then, of course, in April, tentatively speaking, the Late Model Dirt Series is going to be in action on Tuesday nights. So it's a great series to be a part of. If you want to get in there, here's your chance because new league starts next week at Langley. So thanks to our title sponsor, Lawrence Towing. Of course, they service the Indianapolis, Indiana, and neighboring communities. If you find yourself in need of a tow, Lawrence Towing is the way to go. Also, Virtual Grip Network. Yeah, so block the photo to news. How about handing it to you, Sean? From the world of iRacing at virtualgrip.net, you can stay up to date on what's happening in iRacing and keep up with the top World Championship Series, including the Blanc Pond GT Series and NASCAR Pink Antifreeze Series and the World Championship Grand Prix Series. You can check out Virtual Grip Network at virtualgrip.net or facebook.com/virtualgrip.
And thanks to the Bootleg Racing League for organizing the Lawrence Towing Outlaw Modified Series and contracting with GSRC to broadcast it. For more series information about the Bootleg Racing League, catch them on Facebook /Bootleg Racing League or at their amazing website, bootlegracingleague.com.
Also, thanks to the company's equipment software that you see on the screen now that we use for each broadcast.
And the original music you've heard all year long on this broadcast is thanks to Eric Ekholm and Casey Lalonde. You can see right there on the screen for how to contact each of those guys. For more information about all GSRC events, go to globalsimracingchannel.com. We're also on Twitter at GSR Channel and Facebook. Yeah, Global Sim Racing Channel. Just type it in. You'll find us.
Yes, you will. We also have upcoming races for other series on the screen. You can check them out right there. It starts with next week, the start of the new season, April 1st. That's not a joke, at Langley Speedway. So make sure you do join us 9:15 as always on iRacing Live, the Global Sim Racing Channel, as we kick off Season 2 next week at Langley. For Dougie Beard, for Amjad Yamin, filling in for Joe Peak tonight, Sean Ambrose, I'm Chris Scala. Race clean, race hard, and we'll see you on the track.